Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, we are going to continue our march towards the midterms because it is only 3 weeks away. Make sure you vote. Make sure your family members vote. Make sure everyone that you know votes, because you have an opportunity in your hand right now to deliver a blow that has not been seen to the Democrats in a long time. Everything is linked in the description box below, and I'm about to walk you through an article from Politico who is openly warning Democrats this is going to be a lot worse than we led you to believe. This is important because they always write to the left-wing audiences and tell them what to expect to manage perception. Again, it is linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Established Titles, and then we're diving in, and get the popcorn because you are going to love this. The Established Title Packs give you 1 square foot of dedicated land in an estate in Edelston, Scotland, along with a certified crest like you see right here. This is based on a historic Scottish custom which will allow landowners to become lords or ladies, and if you act now, you can be in the LOA little plot so we can have our own little fiefdom. This is a fun and novel way to preserve the woodlands of Scotland. They work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for Our Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your plane tickets and also on your credit cards. This makes a great last-minute gift, and they have couple packs which you can get adjoining plots of land together. In order to give the ultimate conversation piece for that special someone, Established Titles is running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use the code Langley, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/Langley to support the channel now. All right, my brothers and sisters, without much more ado, let's get into this, but keep in mind, the left-wing media is letting it slip to the left-wing reading audiences that this is not going to work out as well as they set it up that it was going to. It was all hopium. Check this out. This is big. Democrats' midterm hopes fade. We peaked a little early. Woo-hoo. Fresh polling suggests Republicans are gaining with voters, particularly women, in the final weeks of the midterm election. Again, going back to the minutia of what we cover on this channel around our gun rights. What was the biggest demographic of first-time gun buyers? Women and minorities. You think that's factoring through it all right here? Not saying that the guns are driving the decision-making, but it's part of an overall adjustment in the electorate. This is important because this is about trends. Let's keep going. This came out on the 17th. Ever since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June, it seemed possible that Democrats could avoid a midterm disaster. But if the post-Roe summer belonged to the Democrats, by mid-October, even they can see the momentum they had is fading. We covered that this morning. The generic ballot is off the charts leaning towards Republicans. Everything else is leaning towards Republicans because they are leading us through a disaster of their own making. But this is incredibly important because, again, keep in mind all the things they told you over the last 8 months. We covered on this channel. We called BS then, and now even they're saying it again to their audience to cushion the blow. A recent CBS News YouGov survey has Democrats running 2 percentage points behind Republicans in the generic congressional ballot. Yeah, that was only on the 17th. It's at 3.1 right now. A measure closely tied to the party's performance in the midterms. A New York Times Siena College poll released on Monday showed likely voters inclined to vote Republican by a 49% to 45% margin. That's a big deal this close to the election. Independent women, a critical constituency for Democrats in swing states and districts, had swung sharply toward Republicans in the span of a month. Yeah, it went from positive 18 to a 36 to a negative 18 away from Democrats towards Republicans. This is bigger than it's really being reported. And they didn't tell you this, but that is why we cover the things that we cover. Listed some quotes from Democratic operatives and pollsters. Quote, "I'm wishing the election were in August," said Matt Bennett of the center-left group Third Way. "I think we peaked a little early." You think? It was about a year-long trajectory for Republicans. You peaked for about 3 weeks, and then it went away. You have a tiny segment of blue energy. The rest of it is red. This is a lot bigger than they're letting on. Quote, another operative. "Look, man, I've been at this for 30 years, and it is always the period in late September and early October when an election starts to tilt and move," said Mark Longabaugh, a progressive ad maker who worked on the Bernie Sanders 2016 campaign. So we're at that moment, and I don't think you can look at these numbers across the country and say anything, but it looks like it's moving in a Republican's direction. He said, quote, "I think it's clear Republicans have seized the upper hand." That's big coming from someone who ran the campaign in 2016 for Bernie Sanders. That's a really big deal. Let's keep going. I got more for you. In the New York Times Siena College poll, just 5% of likely voters listed abortion as their most important issue. 44% cited economic concerns, on which voters favor Republicans over Democrats by a wide margin. Another thing that we covered in depth. They were lying back then, and now they are having to cushion the blow because their illusions will not hold up when we get out there and we vote on November 8th and we hand them a smacking. This is something huge. I've got even more quotes, more Democratic strategists. Quote, I think we had 3 really good weeks in August that everybody patted themselves on the back, scoffed one Democratic strategist who advises major party donors. Quote, we were like, yeah, that should be enough to overcome 2 years of crappy everything. Now, he said, it's not looking great. The best we can hope for right now is a 50-50 Senate, but the House is long gone. I'm going to toot the horn of this channel a little bit. We've been saying for 8 months the House is long gone for Democrats just through redistricting, of which occurred back at the beginning of the year. Earlier on, they were saying that the House, it might hold Democrat, but the Senate's definitely staying Democrat. Then all of a sudden, the conversation shifted to, well, the Senate's going to be tough, but it's going to stay 50-50. And now they're coming out and going, yeah, the best we can hope for is maybe the Senate stays. The Overton window that they keep on moving, always look at the facts, look at their actions, never following what they're saying because they are full of it. Let's keep going. I got 2 more things for you, and then, oh man, we're going to roll out. The midterms were always expected to be a punishing for Democrats. Okay, scoot. Do you guys recall any of the media, any of the Democratic pundits, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, you recall any of them ever saying, well, we know it's going to be punished for the Democrats? Or were they telling you the whole time, no, it's perfectly fine. Roe v. Wade, it's going to take us all the way to the bank. Democrats will maintain control. Which of those 2 was accurate? They will. The gaslighting here is next level. But let's continue. In part, the recent polls are a reflection of that reality coming into view as Election Day nears. The quote, things are settling a bit into traditional patterns, said Celinda Lake, a prominent Democratic pollster who advised Biden's 2020 campaign. Incorrect. Nothing is going to traditional models because you have independent women voters swinging hard to the Republican side because the Democrats are not doing great, and that is putting it mildly. Let's keep going. This is the last thing, and this is going to put a smile on your face. Quote, it's feeling like a midterm where we're in charge of the White House, and we know what that means, said Molly Murphy, a Democratic pollster who is president of Impact Research, the firm that was Biden's lead pollster in the 2020 election. It feels exactly like that, which is to say it doesn't feel good for Democrats. But I think we'll do better than I thought we might have done 6 months ago. 6 months ago, they were telling us that I was crazy on this channel and Democrats were going to have a blue wave and it was going to be a red trickle. Yeah. She said, quote, I don't think anyone is that bullish that Democrats will have a great night, but the question should be how bad it could have been. Wow! That is very different than what they were telling us for 6 to 8 months, isn't it? That's why we cover everything in depth. The minutia, the detail, that is where everything will tell you all you want to know. And that's why we're marching forward for our gun rights. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next episode. I'm Braden. See you later.